All right, so we talked a little MLB here. We talked MLB PED use, and we talked some White Sox, and John Danks is gone. Hooray for that. Anything that surprises you now that we are in May of the baseball season around the league?
And I know this guy's had a fantastic year, but it's Jordan Zimmerman. I mean, this guy's pitching lights out for the Tigers, and he was kind of hidden in that Nationals rotation. I mean, I can't imagine what that Nationals rotation would be like right now if Zimmerman was still on that team. But if you look at what he's doing, I mean, it's stupid what he's doing. 5-0, .55 ERA. I mean, it's ridiculous, and he's kind of bringing it back to when he was, in Cy Young discussion in 2014. I mean, he's pitching out of his mind, and it's fantastic. It was a great signing by the Tigers.
I'm glad you brought up the Tigers because I was kind of down on them going into this season. I was kind of on the fence of whether or not they could be consistent, but this lineup is definitely
they were my AL Central pick.
They can definitely carry this team to a AL Central crown.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to shake things up. I had 3 teams in the Central that make the playoffs.
The thing that was concerning to me was one, their bullpen. Fair. Their bullpen hasn't been good in as long as we've seen them be competitive. And their rotation, I wasn't sure if Anibal Sanchez was going to come back and be the Anibal Sanchez that we know him to be. And then Mike Prelfy and Shane Green is your 4 and 5. Is that good enough? But so far, Jordan Zimmerman, fantastic signing for them. I wanted the Cubs to go after him, but he commanded a ton of money.
Too much money.
So, and then Verlander, he's, Kate Upton. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Well,
congratulations, Kate Upton.
I'm taking the Tigers seriously here. Ricky, what do you got?
I think it's got to be. I've got 2 things. I got an AL1 and an NL1. My AL1 is the Astros. This is a team.
What's going on with that, man?
I mean, this is a team that maybe I didn't take the losses during their offseason as seriously as I should have, but this is a team in my preseason predictions. I'm like, fuck it, they're in the World Series against the Cubs. I thought this was going to be the team to just come out and boom, right away you're going to win the West, and you're sitting there right now 10-18, bottom of the West.
A team that's kind of like that in the AL is Minnesota too. They had that fantastic season out of nowhere last year, and then they just totally fell off.
Did anyone expect Minnesota to do anything though?
No one expected them to do anything last year, and they were in the Central race.
The only way Minnesota would be
time.
Good is if their young trio of players produced, and in Rosario. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on Buxton. He's gone.
Sano.
And Miguel Sano. That's who I was trying to mention. But Buxton's in AAA now. Sano's doing well. Rosario, but yeah, I mean, you're right, Ricky.
What about the other West in the NL?
It's brutal right now.
It's like the Giants. This is almost like football NFC West bad when a 7-9 team made the playoffs.
In the NL, it's kind of a foregone conclusion of who's going to be in the playoffs come the end of the season. But you're right, the NL West is kind of bleh.
I do want to say, though, with the West, though, you look at the Giants, they're a veteran-heavy team, and usually veteran teams are a little slow to get going.
It's an even year. Remember that. Even year.
I'm afraid of the Giants big time.
Series.
And then,
I think they're legit.
I mean, if you look at the Dodgers, they still have to deal with getting Rankin out and getting used to Dave Roberts and stuff. These 2 teams, I'm still not like, oh, these guys are completely struggling or done with.
The Dodgers are going to be there all year. Yeah.
They're still getting used to it. I think I'm not too surprised by the NL West, mainly because the Dodgers had the change in philosophy with Dave Roberts as their new manager. And then if you look at the Giants, they're a veteran team. They're still getting used to this. They're still getting ready, and maybe they even might bring in Lincecum. And we talked about him earlier. But I think those teams are just getting used to and are getting warmed up because those teams are going to be dangerous.
Though, that I absolutely loved to start this baseball season. Greinke signs a huge contract with the D-backs, gets rocked in his first 2 starts.
And same with,
it was so sweet.
Shelby Miller.
It was so sweet to see
They're
that.
They're both struggling big time.
You know what I would love, and I don't know if I'm sold, I just like he was huge at the beginning and it's kind of died off now, the whole Trevor Story thing.
It's not. He's still killing it. He's got 10 homers.
For me, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, old news.
His OPS is like 900.
I would love the Rockies to make a move at the title.
It's because he didn't hit a home run in every other game. That's why it fell off for Ricky.
It fell off for me.
Because he's not a superhuman hitting 82 home runs in a year.
Well, and plus right now, I'll be honest, with baseball, the whole thing with me is I'm super into my Cubs right now because I know last year was good, but I've never in my entire life have I been into a Cubs team that's every
It's
single
crazy
game
with the Cubs right now because what is there to talk about? They're just so good everywhere, and it's just
this
like
team
old news.
Wasn't even that this team wasn't even this good back when we were in the 03 Cubs.
Don't bring it up. I would consider 08 the best
Bartman.
team that I've. Shut up. How dare you bring him up behind the pen? How dare you?
You want to know something? I'm gonna say something. I was listening to the radio today, and a caller called into ESPN and said he's a Sox fan who has a Sox license plate with Bartman.
All right, here's the thing.
That's awesome.
Two things that you just screwed up, Ricky, and you're banned from behind the pen from now on. One, you mentioned the 4-letter worldwide leader on this show because I can't stand them. And two, how dare you bring up Bartman again?
It was 13 years ago.
I don't want to hear it, Ricky.
We're good now.
Now listen,
We're good now.
You're not going to get me talking about this guy on this podcast. I'm not going to do it. All right, I'm going to wrap up this MLB conversation. I'm pissed off, Ricky.
You gotta watch Catching Hell if you have.
I have it. I have.
I love Catching
And believe me,
Hell.
I'm not one of those people who say Bartman's the reason why they lost. I feel bad for Bartman. I love that guy.
The short, like,
Did I just say I
Gonzalez
love Bartman? No. I don't like Bartman. I don't like the
Gonzalez
story
is
of
a
him, but I
problem.
feel for him as a human.
Let's just.
We're not talking about Alex Gonzalez either.
Let's just
What's wrong
agree.
with you?
Let's just agree to blame Dusty Baker.
No, we're gonna agree to shut the hell up. All right, so we're moving on. What I'm surprised about.
Dusty Baker's got a good team in Washington.
Yes, he does. And I called
Let's
it.
destroy those arms.
I
though.
said that in the NL East, the Washington Nationals are going to win. And right now, there's the second best team in baseball behind the Cubs.
Well, people said that last year too. And look what happened.
No, this is a legit prediction because one, Matt Williams is gone, and now they had the talent last year. You're right. Now this year they're just as good. The Mets surprised a lot of people going to the NLCS. Apparently, with that rotation.
The Mets though, have kind of like Harvey's not the same level he was last year. Thor's not the same level he was last year.
No, Syndergaard's been amazing this year. Syndergaard
is arguably the best pitcher in baseball.
Syndergaard's been
Arrieta.
Yes,
Okay.
Syndergaard's been amazing.
I was waiting for that.
No, Syndergaard's been
You
on
were
another
throwing out
level.
something because you haven't watched Syndergaard, and you're like, oh, maybe
I've
this will
had
stick.
enough of you, Ricky. I'm so sick of it.
To me, it's the Mets have just like I expected them to win the division. They were my pick over the Nationals.
Well, look.
God forbid they're in second place.
No, those two will duke it out in the East. But look at the Phillies, man. The Philadelphia Phillies.
I don't know how I like that. I don't know.
They're like the 6th or 8th best team in baseball right now. This is crazy.
Aaron Nola is fantastic.
I love Aaron
His
Nola.
curveball is disgusting.
I wanted the Cubs to take him, but they took Chris Bryant in that draft. I believe it was Chris Bryant, or it might have been
not a bad pick.
No, it was Kyle Schwarber. I think it was Schwarber in that draft that Aaron Nola. Yeah, no, it was Schwarber that they took. But yeah, I was looking at Aaron Nola in that draft. He went 7 overall. Great pick by the Phillies. He's headlining their rotation right now. So, and plus their influx of young talent's actually producing, like Maikel Franco. Freddie Galvis is playing very well. Odubel Herrera.
Vince Velasquez, their best pitcher right now statistically. I mean, he came out of nowhere. I was expecting more from Nola
good
right now.
Good name there. So, Phillies are surprising people. Are they going to be there all season? I don't know, but
I mean, Ryan fucking Howard, 7 home runs right now.
He still got it. He still got it.
It's good to see Howard back. I mean, it's. I don't think they'll be there mainly because that young. Because looking at the NL West, veteran teams took a while for them to get going. Young guys don't need that. Young guys are just going to.
The Cubs last year.
They're going to start wearing down. It's more of this. I think that the Phillies. This is a great start for them because this is a great sign for the future. But I think these guys need more experience.
Talking about old teams now, the New York Yankees, who are 9-16 as of May 5th, have one of the worst lineups in baseball.
Oh, that's a team where you don't see any potential there. Right. I mean, you see CC as your best pitcher.
Didi Gregorius, Starlin Castro, and Pineda. That's it. That's all I see with the Yankees. Because they're what is it? The middle of the lineups, average age is like 38.
Yeah.
I mean, bad.
Beltran will be gone by the deadline. Teixeira most likely will be gone by the deadline if anyone wants them. I mean, this team needed to get young in like 2010 when they went to the World Series.
They're still going.
They're still going. I mean,
whatever.